Scavenging ships is one of the best gameplay loops in Star Citizen. This is where you take abandoned ships and loot their components to either go sell to players or use for yourself. Today I'm going to use the SRV here to be able to drag ships out of the planet's atmosphere and loot their components. We have a little cargo bay at the bottom here as well to store things. I already found a really good ship. This is why I went to go pick up my SRV. But before we can loot the ship, this video is sponsored by Beam Eye Tracker. Beam Eye Tracker turns your regular webcam into an head and eye tracker. This will allow you to track your targets in Star Citizen by tracking your head and eyes. You can look around your cockpit freely. They use AI to enhance the tracking. They just came out with a massive update where they streamlined the setup. You no longer require a third-party software, making the setup super easy. So if you want to improve your Star Citizen experience, then make sure to check out Beam Eye Tracker. Buying from their website will support the channel. I really appreciate it. Links in the description. Now let's get back to the video. You can see here in the atmosphere there's so many abandoned ships that can't be looted just because they'll probably fall to the ground. But if you have this little ship, you can drag them out to space and loot them. Here we've got a Hornet. Now Hornets usually don't have components, but they do have weapons. I'm going to see if I can destroy this Hornet and loot its weapons. I'm going to get a little bit closer and give it a scan. We managed to scan the Hornet here. If we go to info, you can see here the owner is game rules, meaning this is an abandoned ship from a player and the game took it over, so it is legal to hold the ship away. You can see for the weapons it has NDBs. Now the only thing is we can't get into the cockpit to loot this, so I will need to destroy the ship and hopefully some of the components survive that I can take. Now I'm going to use the SRV here to hold this thing away into space. Let me quickly get in position here and see if we can quickly grab it and take it away. I'm just going to press M to enter this mode right here. Then we can also enter the remote turret. There we go, enter remote turret. Just click. We should be able to drag this away now. I just press F4. We should be able to still drag it. Take a look. It's behind us. You can see we're slowly but surely dragging it. I'm just going to keep riding until I'm in space. Then I'm going to destroy the ship with my gun so that we can loot the components. Throwing this thing out of atmosphere does take quite a while though. So I'll probably only do this one and then I might go to some stations and look for ships there. But this one definitely well worth it. But out of the atmosphere here, I'm going to see if I can destroy this little ship here and take its components. So let me just park and then we can see. Not gonna lie, just being above this planet is pretty scary, but hopefully we can float. There we go. You can see here we can't enter the ship at all, so I will have to try and slowly but surely shoot it with my weapon and kill it. I'm gonna try and do it softly though, but we can't really see. There we go, it exploded. Hopefully we can take some of the weapons before they disappear. Here's one at least. Should be a little bit more. Here's another. So you can destroy the ship and take its weapons, but it does take quite a bit of time and ammo from your gun. I would use my ship, but then you risk of not being able to quickly loot everything. So far we got quite a few though. Probably not everything. We've got 4 right here. Might be missing a wing or 2. Let's quickly see. I think we're pretty decent. Maybe the nose. The nose of the ship technically disappeared, so we might only be missing the nose though. But a pretty decent one. Maybe I find the nose here somewhere. You can see there's the nose floating. But we'll quickly grab it in a minute if I can keep track of it. But first, let me open up the elevator here and throw everything on. These are all size 3 at the moment. There we go, that's most of them. I can probably also take the turret if I want to. But let me see if I can see the nose. Pretty far away. Not sure if I can catch it. I'll probably get in my ship and see if I can get to it. I'll try and take the turret as well here. But in most cases, it probably won't fit. We'll see. You can see it's pretty big, so it probably won't fit in there. I do have one already, so I'm not too fussed about it. But let's get in our ship and see if we can catch up with the nose. Managed to spot it. It's very difficult to spot. But I think I caught it here. Should have two weapons, or a couple of them. Nice. Just gonna park next to it. And hopefully we can loot the rest here. I've been looking for NDBs a very long time. This is why I dragged out the ship into atmosphere, even though it took me about 20 minutes. Maybe not the best way to play salvage, but at least still something to do, get something out of it, without having to run the contested zones for the ship. So at least we get access to these weapons. I mostly want to put it on my Shiv, plus the breaknecks. So this is a very good pairing. These ones on the nose is size 2. This is why I also wanted them. But in case I want to do a loadout with size 2 ones. There we go. We've got all of them stacked on a little cargo grid. I'm going to go to the station here just to deliver them and make sure I don't lose anything. The SRV definitely a good little ship to keep around, especially if you want to loot around stations and you can't access the ships because of armistice zones. Because you can't tracted beam in them if you have a ship tracted beam. But I'm gonna land here and unload my new weapons. Here we go, we're in the station. Let me open up everything and then we can store it. And here is our last one. So we got quite a few, plenty for my purposes. I want to equip them to my shield just to give it a little bit more damage. But let me send them down. While we are at the station, I'm just quickly going to customize my shiv with new weapons. Here you can see is the NDBs. So I can just equip them. We got 4. So perfect amount to quickly customize our ship. I'm going to keep my breaknecks on though. And there we go. We got new weapons for our ship. Now that we have stored everything and customized, let's head outside and see what's available to us. Maybe we can loot a couple more ships. Can already see quite a few ships. I'm going to go a bit closer and then we can take a look. A lot of them are on the pads here, just outside. But if they have their shields on, we technically can't drag them away so that we can loot them. A lot of constellations though, which we don't really want. Did find a Mist Prospector here. I'll just see if there's any cargo, not really. And I wouldn't say it has the best components, but it is on the pad here, so nobody can repair. I'll probably just remove this so the players can repair their own ships. Here we go, we got it. Now we can just move out of the way with it. Just clearing the pad so that other players can also use it. I am going to leave it here in space though, since I have no need for it. Hopefully nobody runs into it. But if they do, not my fault, I guess. Well, technically it is, but at least they can probably see it. Unfortunately, there's nothing here that I want. I'm going to go to another space station. Maybe we can find something decent over there. I did go to Everest Harbor here and I managed to find an Aurora. These Auroras come with very small components, and if we open up our Moby class here, we can go to contract, then go to salvage, and if you look here, you can actually turn in smaller components for a bit of money, which is very good, but you need quite a bit of them. So I'm going to stock up on this by looting this smaller ship just for its components so that I eventually can turn it in. But I will need to unlock the ports here. All of the components should be on the spine, making it easy to loot, but we'll see how easy it is to get out. I will definitely be taking everything that I can, just because you don't run into a lot of small components. At the back here is the shield. I believe it's probably the default ones. Now we're on the other side, also gonna loot these. We definitely don't need the coolers for the missions just yet. but I'm looting them just for in case I need them one day. At the very top of the Aurora is the power plant and quantum drive. Definitely need the quantum drive here, and also the power plant. Pretty decent. Let me get it out. There we go. Now we can continue looking for more ship components. A very nice little find is because of the new missions. Next up, I'm going to go loot at Nick's Gateway. Hopefully there's quite a bit of ships because of the event. Here we go, we're at the station. There were quite a few ships as we came in, but they were all trash. Most of them had default components. We managed to find a Guardian here with perfect shields, FR 76s. And I really want this, but the only thing is I need a repair tool to be able to enter the ship. So what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to head over to the station, buy some, and come back. While we're at the station here, I might as well deposit my components. You never know, maybe somebody runs into me. Just going to keep them safe. Managed to get everything on the elevator. Let me go buy my tool. Just going to go to the Galleria here. Go to Platinum Bay here. They should have salvage attachments for me, plus the canister. Here we can buy the attachment, Cambio Light. Just gonna put it in my backpack. And then also some canisters. I'm gonna buy like 3. Now I can take out my tractor beam here, hit J. Just quickly attach everything. Nice, and for the canister as well. Now we can use this to go steal that components. I didn't tow the Guardian MX because I didn't want to lose its place. Once I tow it, I don't know where it is. Right now, I know exactly where it is because it's right at the jump point. Here we go. We're back at the Guardian. Let's quickly loot its shields. Usually, it's very difficult to loot the Guardian just because it has an elevator at the back here. First, let me see if I can open it. Maybe they unlock the ship. So they didn't. I'm going to see if I can open the door here. There we go, it's open. Now I'm just going to get on this. Here we go. But as you can see, it doesn't work. This is where we take our tractor beam and we're going to fix it. Once we repair it, it will go up and we can enter the ship. Let's go to the cockpit here and unlock all the ports. Technically, I can just fly this to my hangar and hopefully the ship won't disappear. Then we can also loot the rest of the components. Let's go see if we can do this. I'm just going to fly it. Now I can take my time looting everything and putting everything on the cargo grid. Just going to unlock the ports, open up all doors so that we can loot. Seems like the elevator didn't open. I'm just going to shoot it just a little bit again. There we go. Now I'm going to take the shields first because they're probably the most important thing here. Here's the first one. Just going to put it on the ground. Here's the second one. Next up, I'm going to do the power plant just for in case it gets too hot. Everything is off at the moment. Here's the first cooler, a glacier, and then the bigger cooler, an Arctic. Pretty decent ones. It should be everything except the quantum drive. Let's jump down. First, I'm going to secure the shields. Maybe I can reach the quantum drive from here. Actually get it out this way. You can also take the weapons if you want to. I'll throw them on the elevator in a minute. After sending everything down. They might be a little bit too big. All the weapons is off. Now I'm going to send everything down. And here is the weapons as well. Now I can go back to my shiv. And I can equip it with an FR76 shield. This thing is completely kitted out now. Super good for the most part. Maybe a power plant, a better one. An A would be best, but I'll probably find that at the later stage. So today we've managed to get an FR76 and for weapons, NDBs for my shiv here. It basically only needs a better power plant, then I'm completely happy with what I have equipped. The SRV is definitely a very useful ship, especially if you want to pull ships out of atmosphere and pull ships out of armor zones so that you can loot their components. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and don't forget to check out Beam Eye Tracker below if you want to turn your webcam into an head and eye tracker. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video.